Welcome to SigniFlow Academy, where our ninjas show you how to use your system to its full potential. So, you'd like to learn more about configuring your document login, registration, and signing settings in SigniFlow using the EasiSign Config. Please note that these settings can only be enabled and edited by a business admin. If you are unsure who your business admin is, you can check this on your profile page. Now, let's go over the EasiSign Config settings. Step 1. Log into SigniFlow. Your dashboard will open. Step 2. Open Business Profile by clicking on the Business Profile tab in the left-hand side navigation panel. Step 3. Go to the correct tab by tapping on the EasiSign Config tab on the left-hand side navigational panel. Step 4. Set up EasiSign Config settings. Let's start with our signature and initial types. The following options are available. Signature type. This function adjusts the style of your signature. You can select a set font, or use the following. User choice. The signer chooses a font signature when signing. User font. The signer uses a font that you have selected. Custom. The user can either draw or upload their signature. Initial type. This function adjusts the style of your initials. The options are the same as the signature type options. Signature border. This function will add/remove the border on your signature. Signature date. This function will add the date to your signature at the point of signing. Signature time. This function will add the time to your signature at the point of signing. Signature signed by. This function will add the signer's full name to their signature. Signature reason. This function will add a reason for signing to the signature. Lock-on complete. Locks your portfolio once all documents are completed within it. This will stop any actions from taking place in the portfolio after the last workflow has been completed. Save signature. Save signature once you've completed your workflow. Setting this to no will force signers to redraw their signature for each document they sign. Save initial. Saves initial once you've completed your workflow. Setting this to no will force signers to redraw their initials for each document they sign. Doc security type. What level of security do you want added to your documents? You can select the following document security levels. Registration and login. The user needs to register, if they don't have a SigniFlow account, and log in before accessing the document. Registration and OTP. The user needs to either register with SigniFlow and enter an OTP, one-time PIN, sent to their mobile number before accessing the document. Registration and USSD. The user needs to register and perform a USSD process via their mobile phone before accessing the document. Registration and none. The user needs to be registered on SigniFlow to access the document. Registration and shared key. The user needs to register and provide a shared key before accessing the document. Registration and 2FA OTP. The user needs to register and enter an OTP, one-time PIN, sent to their mobile number. Registration and 2FA USSD. The user needs to register and perform a USSD process via their mobile phone. OTP. The user needs to enter an OTP, one-time PIN, sent to their mobile number before accessing the document. USSD. The user needs to perform a USSD process via their mobile phone before accessing the document. None. This allows for an open link, which can be accessed by clicking on the link provided in the email sent to the signer. Shared key. The signer must provide a text-based key, which they are given by the document originator. Geolocation. This function will request geolocation upon signing. The geolocation will then be added to the signature. You can select the following geolocation settings. Optional. Adding your location to the signature is optional upon signing. Forced. Your location will be added with each signature. Disabled. Your location will never be added with your signature. Once done, save your EasiSign Config settings by clicking the Save button. You can also remove the changes to your EasiSign Config settings by clicking the Remove button. If you want to apply the default config settings recommended by SigniFlow, click the Setup Default Config button. I will save the changes I've made by tapping the Save button. Next, we will set up our registration config. Please be aware that this is a very advanced part of the system and should only be used if its implications are fully understood. If you are unsure about anything, our support team is always available to assist via support@signiflow.com. Step 1. Open the registration config page by clicking on the registration config button. Step 2. Set up your registration config settings. I will go through all the options that are available to you, so that you can implement these for yourself. We'll start by selecting a field type. Field type. You can choose from first name, last name, mobile number, ID type, ID number, email address, password and country. Prompt. Select whether you want the user to be shown this when signing up. Required. Select whether you'd like the field to be mandatory or not. Allow edit. Select whether you'd like the user to be able to edit any preset data. Please note that for the email field, this should always be set to disallow editing. Error message. Provide the message you'd like to be displayed once an error occurs with a field. Display current. Select whether you'd like the field to display any available preset data. Display mask. Select whether you'd like a display mask on your field. This is helpful for password and number fields. Validation. Select whether you'd like some validation set on the field for security reasons. This is more specifically related to fields, such as ID number. Once done, save your registration config settings by tapping on the Save button. The field will be added to the table below the registration config settings. You can edit a saved field by clicking on the pencil icon in the corresponding row within the table. Or you can delete a field by tapping on the trash bin icon in the corresponding row in the table. That is how you set up your EasiSign config settings in SigniFlow. Thank you for watching SigniFlow Academy. Request a demo or keep watching SigniFlow Academy to learn more.